Hey, I'm Nick Bay and welcome to Pocket for Monday, the 29th of August. Today on the show, no free stuff for you. And stay tuned until the end because Goose is gonna die. It's a great way to start the week. Alright, here's what's been making headlines. And first up, do you like free things? Of course you do, you're only human. But if you didn't already, you're about to hate Ubisoft. The publisher is shutting down 4 of its free-to-play games: Might and Magic Duel of Champions, Tom Clancy's Ghost Recon Phantoms, Tom Clancy's End War Online, and The Mighty Quest for Epic Loot will have their servers taken offline between the 25th of October and the 1st of December. You'll be forgiven for not knowing what most of those games are because most people didn't, and now they're being shut down. As of today, players can no longer trade real-world cash for in-game currency, but the stores within the games will continue to run to give people a chance to exhaust funds they already have sitting in their kitties. The closures will not only see the games taken offline, but also their websites, social media channels, and official forums. The games will then be struck from all internal records, and salt shall be poured on the servers so no electrons will ever grow there again. Tomb Raider got a new director though, so that's nice. Good for them. Crystal Dynamics announced that they've hired a new game director for the Tomb Raider franchise, EA veteran Ian Milham. So apparently they're making a new Tomb Raider game. Surprise! Milham has been in the industry for 2 decades, but most recently he served at Visceral Games as art director of the Dead Space series and has been working on Visceral's in-development Star Wars project. Pete is shocked that anyone would leave a Star Wars project for anything, but Milham explains. When the opportunity came to join Crystal Dynamics, I had to jump on it. This is the home of Lara Croft, who is a legend in action-adventure gaming and a pillar of the industry. I'm very excited about where the studio is headed, and I'm eager to be a part of it. Yeah. But Star Wars. And speaking of shooting things in space, Destiny: The Collection has been announced. Activision announced that a new compilation release would be launching alongside their upcoming Rise of Iron expansion for players who've yet to dive into the MMO. It includes the base game, The Dark Below, House of Wolves, and the Taken King expansions, as well as the new Rise of Iron content. This seems to me that Bungie are done with Destiny 1. Prediction time. Rise of Iron will be the last expansion for Destiny 1. Destiny 2 will be announced at next year's E3 and will come out November 2017 for the PS4 and then on Xbox One in 2020, as per Sony and Activision's exclusivity deals. Destiny: The Collection will launch on the 20th of September for PS4 and Xbox One and will cost full retail price. I'd argue at this point, you probably get bang for your buck, but it still has a worse story than Twilight. I mean, even Wreckfest is gonna have a better story once it comes out of early access. Developer Bugbear Entertainment have announced that the destruction car game Wreckfest, formerly Next Car Game, is coming to console. The derby-style racer has been in early access on Steam since January of 2014, and while the devs don't appear to be any closer to going gold, they're going to have to in some form for the PS4. Xbox One has a program similar to early access which will allow them to continue with the same development process, but for the PS4 launch, they'll have to release 1.0 in some description. but I mean, No Man's Sky came out on the PS4 and it's barely a game, so Sony clearly don't have a problem with early access. And finally, 2 things we said were coming out have come out, so we are no liars. A new update to Blizzard's Battle.net client has brought with it the ability to stream directly to Facebook. With 1 click, you can start streaming your gameplay straight to your Facebook timeline. So prepare to be flooded with X person you forgot you were even friends with has gone live in Overwatch. Thankfully though, it's only on PC as the consoles don't use Blizzard's launcher, but they will use Battlefield's UI. The updated interface for Battlefield has launched for Xbox One and PS4. Once it's fully functional, it will operate as a hub for you to bounce between Battlefield titles with a group of people without losing your group or having to look at anything remotely un-Battlefieldy. At the moment, it only supports Battlefield 4, but it should support Battlefield 1 at launch and Hardline not long after. Though nobody plays Hardline anyway, Ubisoft should take it over and shut it down. But don't shut this down, it's thing of the day. Actually, you should, because this one's Goose. Our very own Goose Mangus was playing Battlefield and got precisely what he deserved for crawling around near enemy territory. The tank was jumping with joy. That's what you get for being a coward, Gus, and that is it for today's episode of Pocket. My Pocketeers. Make sure you check out this afternoon our This Week in Games video, where I check out what's happening this week in games. And while you're doing things, send in some talk-through topic suggestions. We really want to get back into those, and we need some juicy questions from you guys. So please put in your suggestions in the comments below or on Twitter at NickBoy with the hashtag TTT. And while you're sending things in, and I know it seems like we're making you make the entire show, but we would love some new Thing of the Day titles. We've been on a really good run over the last couple of weeks, and we want that to continue. So please, if you have some Thing of the Days that you are working on and you haven't sent in, send them in or start working on them now. Do you need some people to work on them with? Then join the Pocketeers Facebook group and Steam group. There are links to everything I just said in the description below. Today's Thing of the Day graphic was made by James Clumps. James, you're practically a member of the family. If you have made a Thing of the Day like family member, cousin James, then please send it in. Until we next assemble, my Pocketeers NickBoy out. Mwah. Pete, you're doing that weird look where you're like, not sure if we're gonna use that take.
No, it's good.
Hey! For a long time, I was that person who just looked at the Dark Souls series from the outside, saying to myself, that looks stupid, but secretly inside I yearn to be part of that weird, twisted little community. Yes! You! Oh my god!